All right, so I didn't even do that many, all right? And trying to talk to you right now gets me out of breath. Hey guys, Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm going to give you all 5 different variations on the basic standard plank, but these variations are going to really ramp up the difficulty and not only make it more beneficial as far as developing your core, but also make it more fun and more interesting. And then stick around because the last 2 make all the difference, and they're my 2 favorite exercises. All right, so why are planks so important, and why is our core so important? First of all, let me distinguish between your core, okay, and your abs, right? So your abs are really just the abdominal wall, the front part of your core that causes your upper body to contract, okay? It's your abs are basically a subset of your core. I'm going to put a picture up here on the screen that's going to be a diagram of all the different muscles that are involved in your core, and it's going to blow you away, guys. I mean, there's dozens of different muscle groups that comprise your core, so it's not just your midsection. These muscle groups actually go down into your hips, okay? So lots and lots of different muscles here, and that's why planks are so effective, all right? So we don't want to focus just on building our abs. We want to build everything, and part of the reason is pretty much everything we do in life, every move, whether it's just picking up a bag, swinging a golf club, a tennis racket, doing a squat, almost everything we do, physically speaking, initiates from our core, okay? So that's the center of gravity of our body. So everything kind of starts from here and then works its way out. And that's why so many people talk about you need to strengthen your core to help prevent injuries, okay? Plus it just gives you a really good foundation to build upon for all the other different muscle groups in your body. So here are 5 different plank variations. All of them are fantastic for strengthening your core, not just your abs, your entire core. First of all, let me show you what just a basic plank looks like. A lot of you guys already know this, but there's 2 basic planks. You got the low plank, okay, where we're down on our elbows, all right? Now I'm trying to keep my lower back straight, so you know, I don't want my butt up in the air like that, and I don't really want it sagging down. I'm trying to do basically a straight plank, almost like a wooden plank. That's where the name came from. Then you could have your high plank, okay, and this is more or less basically just a push-up position, all right? So this is a little more difficult, all right, but this is what we're talking about. That's the beginning of most of these variations that I'm going to show you, is the high plank position. People tend to do planks for a certain amount of time, okay? Because it's an isometric exercise, or at least the basic standard plank is. I'm going to show you 5 different planks that are not isometric, where there's all kinds of movement involved, and I enjoy that more. It's more interesting, it keeps me involved, and I much prefer counting reps instead of watching my clock or my phone and counting down, okay? You know, I hate just kind of doing something for a certain period of time. I don't know whether it's mental or it's psychological or physical, but something about counting reps is easier and more interesting for me and helps me push myself harder than just holding a pose for a certain number of seconds, all right? I hate that. So the very first thing is something called a plank shoulder tap. So guys, we're going to start in the high plank position here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to slightly rock from side to side and touch our shoulder with our offside hand. So I can't do it like this, all right? I don't want you to do real fast, okay? So you're going to rock slowly to one side and tap. Slowly rock. All right? And guys, I'm not giving you a workout here per se. I'm not going to tell you how many times to do this, but I want you to practice, okay? And I want you to hold it for a 1 or 2 count. 1, 2, or just 1, 1. And then that is a great way to not only build coordination and balance, okay, but you're going to feel your body, your entire core, okay, not just your abs, is being forced to contract, And when you start swaying a little bit from side to side, okay, shifting your balance, you're engaging lots of little ancillary muscles that you normally don't use if we're just doing, say, a straight push-up or a static plank. So these shoulder taps are a really fun, creative way to kind of add difficulty to a basic plank. And that is, I would say that's the first level, okay, to increasing the intensity to planks. Give it a try. All right, so plank variation number 2 is something called a plank with a leg raise. So instead of raising our arms, okay, we're going to be raising our legs. And once again, you're going to have to slightly shift your balance from side to side. But because your leg is so much bigger and heavier, it's actually going to be more difficult, okay, than those shoulder taps. So here we go. Basic plank position, the high position. And all I want you to do is just raise a leg up and then down. All right, so don't just do a little baby raise, okay? Do a little baby raise, that's okay, but if you can really get that leg up high, you're gonna feel a really big squeeze in your glutes, guys. So not only are you engaging your core here, but trust me, you're gonna feel it in your ass, okay? So when you bring that leg up, okay, don't just swing it up, okay? I want you to slowly raise it up, okay? And you're gonna feel your glutes squeeze, and your hamstrings are also being engaged. So that's another great movement that engages our core, but it also incorporates some of those muscles in our lower body. All right, exercise number 3 is called plank with rotation. You're gonna notice that as I step through these 5 different variations, that they're gonna get a little tougher and more complicated, all right, with each exercise. And that's intentional, guys. So this is a really fun variation of a standard high plank, okay? So we're gonna do a rotation here. So you're really gonna have to shift your weight over and then bring your arm all the way up and look at the ceiling and then back down. All the way up. And if you want to, you can actually bring your hand under your body and then rotate. And you can just do one side multiple times, like this, all right? Or you can just rotate and alternate from side to side. All right, so, you know, what we're doing here is we're slowly not only making it more difficult, but we're engaging more muscles, and we're really throwing you off balance here. And anytime you put yourself in an off balance position like that, you force your body, okay, to engage a lot of little stabilizer muscles that you normally don't use. And that's the reason why I threw this one in there. All right, remember I said stick around for the last 2. Those are my favorite. Well, here we are. This is number 4. All right, not only is it one of my favorite, but these last 2 have got the best names. So this is called a Spider-Man plank. You gotta love it, right? All right, so here we go, guys. It's getting a little more difficult, and part of that difficulty is not just all the little stabilizer muscles and the balance that's required, but you start to get a little cardio effect here, right? So when you're doing a basic low plank on your elbows, you're engaging your core, but you're not really getting out of breath, okay? So as you progress through these 5 different exercises, you're gonna notice that you're gonna get more and more out of breath at the end of each set. So let's show you how to do a Spider-Man plank, guys. Back into the push-up position or the standard high plank position. And I'm just gonna bring my knee up to my elbow. So basically, when I bring my knee up, I want to turn my head to that side so I can get a little more flexibility and get that knee up higher. All right, so I didn't even do that many, all right? And trying to talk to you right now gets me out of breath. So Guys, you can do this alternating like I did there, or if you want to, you can do 2 or 3 on one side, then do 2 or 3 on the other side until you knock out the total number of reps that you're shooting for. So today's video is not really to give you a workout program per se. So I'm not going to tell you how many sets to do, how many reps to do, okay? Because guys all over the world are watching this, and some of you guys total beginners, okay? You may only be able to do 6 or 7, okay? Some of you guys are far more advanced. You might be able to knock out 20 or 30 of these things. So I want you guys to find a number of reps, okay, that's appropriate for your particular fitness level, for your current fitness level. So you don't have to kill yourself, guys, on every single set. That's not the goal. The goal is to put some stress and strain on your body, start to build up your core strength, your stabilization, your balance, okay, your coordination. Some of these exercises are going to feel a little weird at first, okay? If you've never done them, you're going to feel like you're about to fall over, okay? So I promise, you do them a few times, your brain, that mind-muscle connection will start to kick in, and it'll become easier, and you're not going to feel like you're going to fall on your face, all right? So stick around. My favorite one is next. Okay, so the 5th variation of a standard plank today is my favorite. Partly because it's really difficult, partly because it's got the best name. So what is cooler and more impressive than Spider-Man? Superman, of course. All right, so these are called Superman planks. All right, once again, we get into the standard high plank position here, okay? And this is going to require a lot of balance, guys. So you're going to take your right hand and your left leg, and you're going to go up like this. And then you're going to alternate. So you have to kind of rock to one side, hand and leg. See how hard it is? So it's fine if you kind of are wobbly and have to catch yourself. All right? This is a difficult exercise. All right, so it's hard, okay? I don't do these nearly enough, and that's why I was having a difficult time with the balance, okay? So my mind-muscle connection isn't there, because I probably haven't done that exercise in over a month, okay? So if I do a few sets of that though, I promise that balance, okay, your body just naturally starts to figure out exactly how things are. It's kind of like water skiing or snow skiing, okay? It's a little more difficult if you haven't done it in a while, but you get back up on the slope or out on the water, and after a few minutes, things start to click, all right? Your brain remembers, and then it becomes much more straightforward. And of course, look, guys, I didn't do many, and I'm out of breath just talking to you about it. So guys, 5 great exercises here. Your core is really important, but if you're doing the same thing over and over and over for your core, it's not going to be nearly as effective. You're going to get bored with it, and guess what? When you get bored with something, you stop doing it, all right? Then the whole point is sticking with it. Remember, guys, I always end it this way. The only way to succeed is to always stick with it and never give up on yourself.